So it's been a while since Hazbin Hotel wrapped up, and I will say that despite giving me a brand new hyperfixation that manages to hit the sweet spot between lore building, great character, and getting me a music addiction that I'm so grateful for, it also left me with a lot of questions in regards to what's going to come next. Especially in regards to the fact that Hazbin Hotel Season 2 is going to have multiple options, one of which might feature Heaven, so let's talk about that. Now, obviously, Heaven has always been a big priority for the show. It got featured in Season 1 and has always been the end goal for, Charlie's Hotel to get people there. All of that being blatantly obvious, we now have characters in Heaven who we know, who seem to be there for a prominent reason. It makes logical sense that now we're going to focus on some of the characters who are there. But what are we going to focus on while they're there? Who specifically are we going to focus on? And how will that impact the rest of the Hazbin Hotel season? Well, firstly, I think Serpentius is going to be our, window into Heaven now, because he was one of the main characters in Hazbin, and then, him getting essentially boosted up to Heaven is going to be a very big deal. He is already a very likable character with a very interesting arc, so seeing where he goes now, essentially, is going to be very interesting. We also kind of get a vibe from Season 1, at least in my opinion, that Emily is supposed to be important, but, for various obvious reasons, you couldn't just drop a character off in episode 6 and then suddenly she's going to be in every episode. But with Serpentius now being there, I think they both together will be the main focus. And this kind of makes sense. Emily is on board with the redeeming sinners thing. Serpentius is a redeemed sinner. That gives us our opportunity here to prove that the hotel works. The conflict then is going to come into the fact that what is Heaven going to think about this? So if you're enjoying this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video so I can bring you more content about animes and Hazbin Hotel. That could be very interesting because it would essentially, start pivoting maybe into a larger framework for Heaven like we have when Hazbin. Whether that would create a lot of characters to keep track of or not, I'm not sure. We'll just have to play that by ear. But at the very least, we know Sarah's going to be there. Whether she's going to be directly antagonistic or just conflicted will be interesting. Because it could be played that she has sunk so much into the, purges at this point and wanting to keep, Hell's population down that she won't accept this. Or it could be antagonistic from the fact of not wanting to accept that because, she had, tens of hundreds of thousands of souls extinguished for no blatant reason, apparently, because they can be redeemed, which I'm sure is going to be a big thing. Obviously, like I said, we'll probably get some more heavenly characters. In particular, Sarah will be a big focus. I see at least one of the other primary angels being introduced, maybe not all 7 at once, but at least one. They probably have their own domains to focus on, similar to the Sins in, Hazbin Hotel, how they each rule a different ring. There's probably different levels to Heaven, and each of the archangels probably presides over a part of it. I do also think we'll probably get to know some more winners. In particular, a lot of fans, myself included, speculate that Molly will be there. It has been stated that Molly is Angel Dust's sister. She is not in Hell, according to old posts, so it kind of makes sense. And a lot of people think that the spider-looking girl that can be seen in the Welcome to Heaven song is actually Molly herself. This was never confirmed, but her, general character design closely matches with Molly, so I'm willing to say that at the very least that was an Easter egg, if not a teaser that Molly was going to be part of that. That in total kind of gives us our characters and maybe a bit of what we're going to be focusing on, but what is going to be the total plot around this? Well, I saw an interesting post, and I don't know who this was from. I believe it was either a Twitter or Tumblr post, but it was interesting that they thought that Serpentius' whole storyline next season, along with Emily, will just be them trying to contact Charlie, as Sarah will not want it to get out that souls can be redeemed, and therefore they will be, placed kind of somewhere they can't get at it. It's never explicitly stated that Heaven would have anything like a jail system, so I guess they'd be in a non-unlockable hotel room. It's kind of, a bit up in the air on that factor. But a big deal with that also probably would be trying to contact Hell, as that doesn't seem to be a very easy facet if you're not Lucifer in the series. Or probably then vice versa, you have to be Sarah's level or higher to contact down. I saw the interesting part of the post was they thought that maybe Serpentius would be trying to build a transmitter to reach Alistair's radio tower, which honestly, if that happens, I would flip. That's going to be really cool if that's what happens. But even if it isn't, this is a very interesting, almost gives it a very great escape vibe that would be a cool way to maybe make Emily and 1 or 2 other characters very prominent. I also think that this will be interesting because it could figure into the larger nature of the series, as we know that, or at least highly speculate, I can't remember if this was officially confirmed or not, that the V's will be the primary villains for next season. And this would make sense because, again, I don't get major antagonist vibes from Sarah, so she might just be in turmoil over what's happening and trying to, settle on the matter, whereas the V's will be the primary antagonists attacking the rest of the Hazbin Hotel crew. I do think there is more things moving in the background, but I'm going to cover that in a different video because it has to do with some of the earlier lore drops, as well as some of what the inspiration might be behind Hazbin Hotel. But what do you think? Do you think Serpentius is going to get a whole story section dedicated with him, Emily, and maybe a few others in heaven to further expand that section? Or do you think we're going to stay primarily in hell with the Hazbin Hotel? Let me know in the comments below.